I'm Holly, and I'm responsible for the assessment and compliance of the Ark Teacher Training programme. There are a number of funding routes if you're going to train as a teacher. We offer all three for most of our subjects. So there's a school direct salaried route and an apprenticeship route, and then a fee-led route. So you'll express a preference on your application form as a candidate, but we'll work with you through the recruitment process to make sure that we find the best funding route for you and the school that you train at. So from a funding point of view, for trainees, there is no difference between being on the apprenticeship route and being on the school direct salaried route. You get the same salary paid to you and your tuition fee is paid for you. The only slight difference is that as an apprentice, there are a few checkpoints over the year and you have one final endpoint assessment. By that point, you're a qualified trainee. It happens in the autumn after you've qualified, so it's not a big deal at all. But from a funding perspective, they are identical. You just end up with an extra qualification at the end called apprentice. All of our candidates come with different personal situations, obviously, but once they have made a decision, your application will ask you to express your preference for a funding route. So we will have a look at that, and then during the assessment process, have those conversations with you and make sure that the funding route suits your current personal situation. Sometimes it's not the case that the salaried route means you get the most money during your funding years, so actually there might be a bit more financial support on the fee-led route. So you might wish to consider the bursary route if you're training in a subject which gets a very high bursary from the government. We have a table on our website that explains each bursary for each subject, so you can check that. On the salaried route, you would receive a salary from your school from the very beginning of the training programme in September, just like any other employee at the school, and your tuition fee is paid for you, so you don't need to think about that bit. The apprenticeship route is exactly the same, so same setup as the salaried route. Your salary would start from September. And then on the fee-led route, your government instalments of bursary, if you are eligible for one in your subject, they would begin again from September. They come to you in equal monthly instalments over the year, so that it feels a little bit like a salary. You're getting some money monthly. The tuition fee itself, you are able to pay that either in one lump or in instalments. We'll tell you how you can do that. If you choose to take out a student loan, we guide you through that process when you're hired, and then you can the fee would come to us through the student loan company instead. On the fee-led funding route, you can take out a student loan. We actually find that our trainees who are receiving the biggest bursary types don't need to. Quite often the bursary is enough to cover the cost of the tuition fee and have enough left over for living costs in their training year. But if you're on a smaller bursary, or depending on your circumstances, if you do still want to take out a student loan, as long as you meet the criteria for that, which are set by Student Finance England, then it's totally up to you, and lots of our trainees do that as well. Regardless of the funding route that you are on as a trainee, once you've qualified, you'll move on to a qualified teacher salary. And then we hope that as part of a growing network, you'll take advantage of the great professional development opportunities that Ark offers to move through your career with us.